Oh, what a day, what a day we are having. Hello, guys. Welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect LFC. I'm your host, Sam, and we are back again with another one. So, Liverpool beat for Isak, Newcastle reject. Now, Liverpool are not going to think of even beating again. What's happening here? Remember, Newcastle have always made it clear that it was never for sale unless maybe a number which they can agree upon is reached. So what's happening right now? Let's talk about it. And we'll tell you of the breaking news that Liverpool have no stance of coming back with any bid again until maybe Newcastle stance changes on Alexander Isak. So, like I'm telling you, what a day, what a day. Things have been moving so fast. So, we got a breaking news earlier in the day by David Ornstein confirming that Liverpool are working on something, and we got Fabrizio Ramon confirming that this is actually happening. But now Ben Jacobs has dropped something, so I'm gonna be going through all the things, giving you update on every single thing that is happening and what's happening in the game. So be ready for this, people. It's gonna be a long, bumpy ride because unless we reach to the end of this, I have no idea where we're going, really, to be honest. So I'm trying to, by all means, to go to effect the first breaking news that we got when it comes to Alexander Isak, which was from David Ornstein 4 hours ago. By the way, now as we speak, or even it was even longer. Yeah, it was 4 hours ago. So this is what had to be said. Now, this is Fabrizio Ramon. So he said Liverpool have opened official talks with Newcastle for Alexander Isak as opening bid has been sent. Newcastle reject as of the Atlantic. That's David Ornstein was confirming this report, but the player has made it clear his desire is to join Liverpool. No talks over a new deal so far. Plan Liverpool plans to bid again and instantly soon, according to Fabrizio Romano. Then, of course, we read what David Ornstein had said. He said that Newcastle have rejected a formal offer from Liverpool for the central forward Alexander Isak, and he said that Newcastle have tried to tie down to an improved contract, which would include a release clause next summer, and encourage him to stay in the northeast through the senior teammates, through using his senior teammates so that they can encourage him. But the 25-year-old has changed. He has not changed his stance, which has been clear to the club, Isak and his representatives for some time, which means he wants to go. Then, of course, Louis Steele, Liverpool-based reporter, said this. It's really important. This is what he said. Alexander Isak is dreaming of signing. Alexander Isak is the dream signing, and Liverpool have made contact with this camp over a potential deal. There is hope on the Merseyside that Newcastle will budge on their stance. If and when the deal happens, Liverpool are ready and they've primed to go all out to get their men with bid to follow. They do not want to pay the 150 quoted by Newcastle, but hope the players' tactics can force his employers to lower the demand. That was from Louis Steele. Then, of course, Paul Joyce came in to report and said, breaking news, Newcastle have rejected a formal offer from Liverpool for Alexander Isak. It's believed that the bid was less than 120 million pounds. The fact that Liverpool have now followed up with a firm bid demonstrates their determination to land Isak and also their intention to make life difficult for Newcastle. That was according to Paul Joyce. And he said again, Paul Joyce, Alexander Isak wants a move to Anfield and is not is not evicted by Newcastle's attempts to give him a new deal. He's not listening to any deal that Newcastle are talking about. Then, of course, we waited for that, hoping to see what happens next after that was reported. Then we were told by David Ornstein that senior teams at Newcastle are pushing for Alexander Isak to stay, and the club have suggested a new contract with a release clause for 2026. But Alexander Isak wants to go. That was according to David Ornstein. Then, of course, we were waiting also to hear what was happening. Then David Kopp, the one who actually broke this news yesterday, and people said nothing about. He's actually the first person to break this. He said Liverpool now willing to pay Newcastle up to 80 million upwards up front, with 50 million next in next year, plus 10 million add-ons and prepared to bid. Total will be around 140 million, but more appealing structure. Second bid could be with Newcastle as early as today. That was according to David Kopp. And now we wait on that. Then the other news that came from Craig Hope, that's a Newcastle-based journalist, and he said Newcastle are likely to make a move for Aston Villa's Oli Watkins if they don't as a replacement of Isak. I think that's what it means. I don't know. But Ben Jacobs then break this one, and this is recent. It just came a few minutes ago. He said Liverpool have no plan as it stands to bid again for Alexander Isak this window. The nature of Newcastle's rebuffal means Liverpool will not follow up with the second offer regarded as unfertile or useless. Newcastle changed their stance and contract Liverpool. That's when Liverpool actually do something. Offer rejected was around 110 million pounds, and also, of course, then this was what was said again. The club views the attempts as pointless unless Newcastle shift their position and initiate fresh contract. That's what I was according to Ben Jacobs. Then this is the confusing part. Craig Hope, that's a Newcastle based journalist, comes out and said Liverpool are readying a second bid for Alexander Isak. That was according to Craig Hope. Then an update came from Ian Doe, that's a Liverpool based journalist, and this is what he has to say. Liverpool indeed won't make a second bid for Alexander Isak as things stands, given the clarity from Isak, uh, given the clarity of Newcastle's shift and epidemic respond. The Reds offered 110 million. That was according to him. And he said, but, and this is really important from Ian Doc, but it's still the 1st of August. Still a full month to go before a deadline. Plenty of time for things to change. So that's what's happening, people. Literally, a lot of wars with journalists. There was somebody who kept us, who gave us an interesting update saying that the journalists are going to be updated over what was happening between Newcastle and Liverpool over the Alexander Isak issue. As things stands right now, we have not heard anything from Isak. Isak is just focusing social and training, preparing for the new season. But what we know, and this is for a fact, Liverpool had a bid which they sent to Newcastle and it was rejected. And we were told that they were working on another bid, and we were meant to believe that it was happening. Even Fabrizio Romano confirmed into that there is a bid that has been worked on, but nothing yet to confirm that if that bid is going to stand. But as things right now, they're not going back for it because now even Liverpool journalists are now starting to report that Liverpool are not coming in for a second bid until the shift has changed on the Newcastle side because they're not going to be wasting time. They need things to move, and if things are going to move, Newcastle have to be willing to move on and to allow the bid to move. So things are really going to be interesting. Even BBC are now reporting that Liverpool are pulling out of the deal for Alexander Isak after 110 bid and with no add-on to Newcastle was rejected. So there's nothing really that shows that a lot of things are going to change at the moment, but we have to wait and see how things plays out because, like what Ian Doak said, it's still the beginning of the month. We still have about 30 days before the transfer window comes to an end. A lot of things can change. Newcastle may find somebody as a replacement of him, or maybe they might even contact Liverpool looking at what's happening with Alexander Isak. We saw so many players that are trying to move what they're doing. Newcastle, in that stage, they're actually pushing on another player from Brentford to come in Wisa. You can go find out that on the Football Connect when I do more in terms of analyzing that part. But as things stand right now, Liverpool made a bid which was rejected, and according to some reports, the second bid was being prepared. But now we're being told that second bid which was being prepared will not be sent to Newcastle unless something changes. The question that I have for you guys, where is Isak going to be playing next season? Or how do you see these things playing out? And exactly what was said by Newcastle, which has forced the Liverpool to say, hold on, wait a minute. Why are we wasting our time doing these things? Why are we even pulling up, putting so much pressure in getting a player if the team is not going to be moving? Whatever that Isak has been doing over the past week, if it has not changed what Newcastle stands are, then why are we wasting our time? That's where the question is. Newcastle are standing up and they're really trying by all means, which is really important. They're really trying by all means to make Isak sign a new deal with a release clause included into the deal. Now the question is, will Isak accept that terms or what? What's gonna be happening? I don't know. But one thing I know for a fact, Liverpool have shown their hand by bidding, saying that they're really interested in Alexander Isak, and Isak is interested in Liverpool. Newcastle are the thing that is standing on the way between this being a reality or maybe just a waste of time. But the fact of the matter is, until something has been moved, we have to wait and see. Remember, we were told that Liverpool are not a team that just goes and bid for something that is not going to produce any result. But they have done that, and Newcastle have rejected. But now it feels like they're stopping. So that's where the confusion of this deal is. So many people have been talking about it. I'm not gonna look at the Ben Jacobs differently because of the deal that is the update that is given us. It's really important because it's making it clear how things stand at this moment, but how things are gonna move on from that. What's gonna happen from then? Now that's what we have to sit down and see how the whole entire issue or the whole entire play plays out. But Isak to Liverpool as things stand, it's not happening, people. We have to wait and see how the things progress and what's going to be happening. Don't forget to click the like button. Don't you dare forget. Don't forget to subscribe to Connect. And let me know your thoughts. Do you think Isak will be moving or will still be a Newcastle player come end of transfer window? Or maybe next week or 2 weeks from now when Newcastle will be playing with Liverpool at the at their home ground. It's gonna be exciting, I tell you. Like that video, subscribe to the Connect LFC. I'll see you on another one. Peace. Subscribe to the Connect.